Good morning, cultists! In our previous episode, we left things off after absolutely annihilating the Stag Lord and his dad. So hopefully that's one cursed bloodline stomped out of existence. In any case, we have to return to OLakes trading post, but first, I kind of have to go back to the fort because I forgot something. Yeah, remember that Devon of Nizrock guy? The guy who offered to divulge the location of a secret stash if we let him live? And then we kind of killed him anyways? I forgot that stash. And we wouldn't want Devon to have died in vain, right? So I think he said it's to the left of the gate? Is that from the gate's perspective, or from our perspective outside the gate? So is it here? Or is it there? I'm assuming it's there, but just in case... Just another dead body. Right. We had nothing to do with that. Is that a ditch? Not really much of a ditch, is it? Alright, then I guess it's maybe over here? Hopefully. I mean, that does kind of look like a place where you would hide something. Maybe like a giant turd in case you're afraid of being judged for your massive turds? You never know, right? Never know what goes through the minds of degenerates. Anything? Anything at all? Oh, something there? What's this? A buckler and a fauchard. What? Really? That's it? And now we're heavily encumbered. Fantastic. I'm glad we killed Devon. What a bastard. Buckler +1, 288 buckaronis. And where's the fauchard? That's a glaive. Fauchard +1, 600 buckaronis. Oh. I mean, I guess. Sure. But I'm still glad that we killed that guy. In any case, I guess since we're here, we might as well level up. And I've been doing some thinking off camera, which I realize is dangerous. But I think we'll go with a monk for Fabrosi. And I'll just kind of blast through this as quickly as possible. Because I've done some of the reading of these things off camera. So, one thing I discovered off camera that I'm finding immensely helpful is this show unavailable button. If only I had this enabled before, I would have been able to plan for stuff a little bit better. I like the sound of this crane riposte and crane wing, but I think that requires me to make a lot of attacks of opportunity. So I think we'll go with combat reflexes for Fabrosi. Sure. And for key power, let's go with Barkskin, because he's meant to be the off tank. Yep, everything looks good, I think. Sweet. Valerie, you're up. Fight her, obviously. Tower shield specialist. Let's go for knowledge of the world and athletics. Sounds good. For you, I think I'll do Die Hard, because she's meant to be the main tank, and this does sound like it's meant to improve their longevity. I mean, missile shield also sounds good, but I'm not entirely sure what else. Maybe armor focus? I guess she's meant to be wearing heavy armor, right? But I think Die Hard might be a little bit better for now. Sure. And Jaethel. Let's go for Inquisitor. Let's go for double points in Lore of Nature, Perception, etc., etc. We'll leave the athletics to Amiri, I think. Yeah. Is that it? No. So for Jaethel, I'm not entirely sure what kind of feat would be good for her, but I think we'll go with Power Attack. Yeah, sure. Spells-wise, let's do See Invisibility. I want to do Hold Person, but I think we can actually double that up with Harem, and maybe even give that to Lindsay. Possibly. But I don't think we have anyone who's able to see invisible things, so I think Jaethel might be the one. Alright, sounds good. Amiri, let's go for Barbarian. And let's do Athletics, Mobility, Lore of Nature, Perception, all that good stuff. Fantastic. For you, I think I'll do extra rage power. And then I was considering Swiftfoot, but I think I like the sound of Animal Fury, which allows me to bite people. I just like the idea of Amiri going around biting people's jugglers out. Yeah, sounds good to me. Sweet. Harem, let's give you a level of Cleric. I guess we'll stick with Lore of Perception or Lore of Religion and Perception. And what else? So for feat, I think we'll do extra channeling as a cleric. Yeah, because that's a good mass heal, I think. And spells-wise... Wait, do we not get options for spells? I guess not. Interesting. But I've read through some of the new spells that we are able to get off camera, so I kind of have an idea of what to equip them with, kind of. Actually, let's do that now before I forget. And I think I'll take off the Cure Light Wound stuff. Let's go for Cause Fear and Doom, because that kind of fits Harem thematically. Let's get rid of Cure Moderate Wounds, get another Hold Person, and then I think I'll do Aid. And for your level 3 stuff, let's get you Dispel Magic, Animate Dead, and then I think I'll do either Arcan's Aura or Magical Vestment? Or maybe we should do some more evil stuff, like Bestow Curse or Contagion. I do like the idea of Harem going around spreading disease. But then again... yeah, you know what? Let's try Contagion. See how it works. If it's not so good, then we'll switch it out. Alright, Lindsay, you're up. Bard. And let's do all the usual stuff. Sweet. And what's up next? Beat-wise, I think for her we'll do extra performance. That way I'm not having to ration out our bard singing and such. And I think for your new spell, let's do a thing of Hold Person, because that is pretty clutch, I gotta say. Scare also sounds pretty good, but I don't know. I think I'll do Hold Person, or Scare better. No, we'll stick with Hold Person for now. Sure. If I really need to, maybe I can enable the thing to oh, right, because we're heavily encumbered. I think I might enable the difficulty thing to what's it? Re-roll our characters? Oh no, respec, that's it. Let's drop some stuff off. We seem to be a little encumbered here. Wow, that's a lot of wolf pelt. We haven't used the heavy mace in quite some time, so I think I'll drop that. And the thylacine pelt is quite garbage. Alright, there we go. Fantastic. Folks, let's roll out. Time to actually play this game, as opposed to just jibber-jabbering and nonsense. Alright, so I think we'll just beeline it back to OLakes trading post. Because I'm pretty sure we don't need to explore the other places yet, right? Possibly. I don't think we've forgotten anything, have we? No, I don't think so. Oh, something I forgot to do is actually change out Amiri's armor. Because I noticed something in between episodes. So her usual speed is 40 because of the fast movement stuff, but I've noticed that her hide armor is actually slowing her down, so I'm thinking maybe this might not be the best armor for her. So let's take that off you, girl, and just have you be naked. And I think I'll have to give the Woodland Aegis back to Amiri, unfortunately. Which means that Lindsay gonna be stuck with this disgusting studded leather for a little bit longer. And Woodland Aegis back on Amiri. Fantastic. And now her speed is back to normal. I didn't realize that the hide armor was affecting her speed. But in any case, back to OLakes trading post. I would like to explore this little region before we head out, but let's see. If you just beeline it there, a day and 2 hours. Whereas if you try to go there, that's 8 hours. How much longer to get there, I wonder? I guess it's not that bad. Yeah, I guess we might as well explore this as we go. Sure, just in case. Alright, guys, do your thing. Try not to attract any attention as you go. So, of course, Fabrosi will have to shut his trap and not jibber-jabber about various garbage. Do we go this way, or do we just go up north? Tempting. Very tempting. You know what? Let's just go up north. Sure. I don't want to waste too much time. And from here, it takes 17 hours. 17 hours? Alright, so I think our detour ended up being a lot longer than I expected. And now we're all tired and shit. We're almost there, guys. Don't worry. You can rest up as much as you want once we arrive at the trade post. And we have arrived. Fantastic. Just in time. Just when everyone is super tired and shit. Great. but now we can get some rest. Or not. With a delighted smile, Octavia inhales the smell coming from OLakes' trading post. What was her voice again? Fresh bread. I can't believe it. All this time we sat in cages and crawled in the mud. There were places in the world where they were baking fresh bread. And here we are. I bet they have clean sheets. And maybe we can even take a bath? Ha ha ha. A girl can dream. Go get some rest. You deserve it. To be honest, the food here isn't very good. Don't relax just yet. We have much to do. We'll just rest a bit and get back on the road. You know what? Get some rest. You deserve it. You can be sure of that. I've got years of rest to catch up on, and I'll be stuffing my face until I turn into a ball. If you are planning on turning into a ball, can you turn into a spiky metal ball? Because Amiri seems to have displaced her somehow. I don't know how she lost the flail part of her flail, but it's gone. So if you can turn into a spiky metal ball, it would be fantastic. You do so much for us. Is it all because you are kind? Or maybe... The half-elf smiles flirtatiously. Maybe it's because you've been charmed by my beauty. Exactly. I would never have found the Technic League's encampment if your beauty hadn't beaconed me. Wait. Wasn't it implied that she was with Regongar? I seem to recall reading something about that, like when we rescued her. Or am I imagining things? What are you asking? We're friends. I'm taking care of you because you're in my party now. We'll have to save each other in battle more than once. You're out of line. I took you into my party to fight, not to flirt. Wow. Terrible. Alright, we'll just flirt back, I guess. Octavia laughs out loud. For a moment, something more than just friendliness flashes across her eyes. Oh, you are so sweet. Alright, enough talk. Fresh bread and clean sheets away. Those sheets won't be clean for that much longer. Because I'm gonna poop all over it. No other reason. I just like to poop and piss all over my sheets. As a grown man often does. Uh-oh. Valerie catches up with you near the trading post and touches you on the shoulder. How dare you? Fabrosi McCortez, can I talk to you? Now that the stag vote is defeated, you rightfully own the stolen lands. Jamandi Aldori will endorse you and grant you the Baron's title. The girl looks at you with interest and a little apprehension. What will you do when you sit on the throne, Fabrosi McCortez? Please don't say you haven't thought about it. Lawful neutral. There's enough work to do in the stolen lands, running off bandits, founding a state, protecting the common people. Neutral evil. I'm not worried about what I'll do. All that matters is what I'll be getting. Sitting on a throne can be a lucrative occupation. Whatever happens, I hope you're beside me. I appreciate your help, and I appreciate you yourself, Valerie. Ooh. I don't know if this is too forward, but I do want to flirt with her. Whereas I'm pretty sure she's gonna love this. You know what? Let's just flirt a little bit and hope that it works. Valerie carefully studies your face for a long time, as if trying to find something. Finally, she gives you a soft smile and shakes her head. I would put down any other man who would say this, but not you. I'm sure you value me, and my support and my military talent. Wait. Oh, I'm sure you value me, my support and my military talent. Fantastic? So... was that a positive interaction or neutral? I mean, she smiled back, so... positive question mark? Hopefully? Maybe. Oleg, long time no see, buddy. Oh. I guess we didn't tell him about Tuskgutter. So remind me, what's the problem with Tuskgutter? It's a giant boar. A terrible beast. He's killed many hunters and maimed many more. Old Benson has lost his leg to Tuskgutter, and so he's put up a bounty for the animal's head. Who's Benson? Is he related to Detective Benson from the hit TV show Law and Order, SVU? Or is that not her name? Benson? I think it's Benson. I could be wrong. I should ask my fiance. She's way into that stuff. Tuskgutter's dead. You can mount his head on a wall as a trophy. Oleg looks at the blood-stained boar's head with respect, touching its tusk with his fingers to test how sharp it is. That's one heck of a beast. I'd love to have a trophy like that, but a deal is a deal. The head goes to old Benson. and his bounty goes to you. 400 gold. Wow, this Benson's pretty rich, eh? All the detective work. The Stag Lord is gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. As in, sent him out to play the hit video game Oblivion, which I did not really like. OLakes looks at you with respect and bordering on admiration. And good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the Stolen Lands rather than just surviving. OLakes sighs. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise that'll bring with them. Well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Rostov and report your great victory. Rostov awaits. I plan to set off right away. I still have some unfinished business here. Wait. Why am I being given this option? It kind of makes it sound like we're not going to be able to come back here. Okay, well, I mean, we still have that old oak to visit. And some of the other locations. At the very least, I think I might want to deal with the giant troll thing in the old oak, right? Yeah, we'll Rostov awaits, but not right now. Alright, so show me your wares, because I have some junk to sell you. Let's see. I think we don't need 50 million composite longbows. We definitely don't need 50 million composite shortbows. I guess we don't need this longbow. Masterwork longbow. I guess we'll sell a couple of. And I don't think we need 50 million masterwork scimitars. I'm pretty sure one's gonna be enough. Same with the clubs, I think. What else? Get rid of that short bow, get rid of that rapier. Anything else that's not masterworked? I kind of wish it was easier to tell which items are masterworked and which ones aren't. Okay, I think that's good for now. And anything else from down there? I guess not. Alright, well actually, we have, what, 7 rations? Let me get a few more from you. Namely 5. We want anything else? What's this? Seasoned wings and thighs. Nice, but no. I think we're good. Oh, and that's the phylactery that we sold him. He's selling it for 4,000 now? What? After we sold it to him for 1,000? What a bastard. What an absolute bastard. But sure. Do I have any armor to sell you? Kind of? But not really? Alright, I think that's good. And now we have 9,000 buckaronis. Fantastic. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and rest. Oh, shit. I need to buy some potions from Balkan, too. Because I think we've used up some of our... whatchamacallit. Yeah, cure light wounds. Now, how much for the entire lot of your... this stuff? 4,000. Oof. That's a little much. I think I'll just do... 7 for now. Wait, hold on. No, we'll do 10, because I think Fabrosi's used up a few of his, if I'm not mistaken. Have you, Fabrosi? You have indeed. Alright. See, sometimes I actually remember stuff. It's rare. It almost never happens, but sometimes I do.
Step, step, step!
Alright, so do we need to talk to Octavia and Ragongar now that we're here? I guess we might as well before we set out. Oh. They're in my bedroom. Christian, are you awake? Wow. Still sleeping. Like a lazy stoner bastard. Fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna deposit some of my stuff, because I don't think I need to carry around all of this. Possibly not in any case. Actually, maybe we'll keep some of the longbows in case we need to hide ourselves away and then start plonking at the enemies. Composite longbow. I guess that's unique. Interesting. Don't need the heavy pick, don't need the fauchard, glaive. Pretty sure we don't need the sickle. Light hammer. Unless that's good. Why are we unable to wield that? Martial proficiency group. I see. Or wait, is the great club good for a Miri maybe? It's only 8 pounds. Maybe we'll keep it. Masterwork scimitar, scythe, nunchaku, I'm pretty sure we don't need. The Estox we definitely don't need. Club? I guess it's good for bludgeoning damage. Heavy crossbow, light crossbow. Alright, so as long as we have ranged weapons for each and every one of our people, I think we should be good. And armor-wise. I don't think we've worn the chain shirts much. Padded armor. I don't think we'll be using the buckler anytime soon. Lesser bracers of archery. Sweet. Alright, yeah, sorry about that. Actually, let's talk to Octavia first, and then we'll, go to bed. Oh, no. I'm sorry, but this might take a little while. I do apologize. Got any good news? Could you tell me more about your childhood, please? Coming on strong, but sure. Octavia sighs. Too little. Some scraps of memories. No more than that. And what exactly do you remember? Octavia reflects on that, tapping her finger against her cheek. Nothing special. Some images of a faraway past, that's all. I do remember wooden table legs. The paint on them was peeling off, and I was standing on my toes, trying to peek at what was on the table. I remember the wild rose by the window. It kept me up at night, scratching the glass with its gnarled branchlets. I do remember my mother's blue dress. It was a trifle battered, but it smelled of lavender. Octavia wrinkles her forehead. I guess that's all. Not much there, right? All those memories. It's like they are not mine at all. I recall some images, and I know I should feel something about them. But I don't remember what exactly I should feel, so let them rot in a swamp with tassel worms. Octavia grins cheerfully. My life's good enough without them. And what do you know about your parents? You're half-elf, right? Am I? Octavia examines herself, as if seeing herself for the first time. You know, I think you might be right. I'm rather slim and tall, and I can see well in dim light. She raises her hands and touches her ears. Aha, they're a bit pointy. Yes, I'm definitely a half-elf. Let me think about that logically. So my mother was an elf, and my father was a human. Or maybe it was the other way around, and my mother was a... Finally, Octavia can't take it anymore and bursts into laughter, having spoiled her own act. So that's it. Now you know as much as I do about my parents, as much as I do. As she says after her laughter subsides. Do you remember how you were enslaved? I clearly remember the man who took me away from my home. He was big, with a huge pot belly and shaggy beard. I was afraid he would eat me. Octavia shrugs. Anyway, he didn't say stay with me long. He gave me to his slavery accomplices, and I never saw him again. When my mother was giving me to him, she was crying. I can still barely hear her quiet voice, but I can't recall her words or her face behind the tears. Just that lavender smell. It tickled my nose and I wanted to sneeze. Did my mother sell me to slavery? But then why was she crying? And if she didn't want me to be a slave, why didn't she try to save me? Octavia twirls her hair, pondering over the thoughts, then sighs. One more riddle from my past that I don't care to solve. No? I'd like to find out if I were you. It must be horrible, being unable to recall your childhood. Oh, I recall my childhood in rather bright details. It was spent in dirty barracks. I wore flea-infested rags and slept on a straw mattress instead of a proper bed. Octavia smiles humorlessly, though I understand what you mean. You know, to be honest, I'm not sure I want to remember my childhood before slavery. If I could remember what I lost, it would probably be, bring me more pain. Octavia shakes her head several times and makes herself smile again. So it's good that I don't remember much of anything. Alright, well, I wanted to ask you about something else. Hopefully something a little less depressing. Will you tell me about your life in slavery? Less depressing, there we go. I don't like to recall it, but if you insist. Octavia frowns. The slavers from the Technic League tried to ruin my life, but all they could do was ruin my childhood. And how did you happen to find yourself in the Stolen Lands? Did you have many masters over the years? And where did you learn to use magic? Okay, so how did you happen to find yourself in the Stolen Lands? My enslavers from the Technic League funded a large expedition into the Stolen Lands. 100 agents, tens of slaves, wagons. We were to search for some ancient artifacts or ancient ruins. Octavia shrugs. My group never made it to the Technic League hideout. Along the way, it was attacked by the future owner of the Stolen Lands himself, and I'll be forever grateful to him for it. Octavia winks cheerfully. Did you have many masters over the years? Yes, many of them. Some owned me for years. Others felt they'd had enough of me in a couple of months. Trust me, I did all I could to make every master eager to get rid of me. A slave that's trained in magic is a rather expensive thing, so they wouldn't kill me. At least, that was the hope. So I drooled, and I played the idiot, and I listened to as every new master argued with my former one, trying to return me. Sometimes I punctured the pages of magic books I was forced to copy with a quill. Other times I pretended to mix up the spells, so instead of casting a lighting... or instead of lighting a magic torch, I set dozens of dancing lights floating just below the ceiling. Of course, most of these tricks of mine usually ended badly. I got punished on a regular basis. My back still remembers the master's whips, though all my scars from those times are long gone. How are your scars gone? Is that just like a part of Ellen feature? And where did you learn to use magic? Oh, I was taught magic by Janusz of Starfall, one of the most famous wizards in Numeria. Maestro Janusz, as he insisted on calling himself. Octavia's voice overflows with contemptuous sarcasm. Anyone would be happy to learn from such a great master, and only a talentless bitch like me would dare to reject his teachings and indulge in her laziness. At least that's what Maestro Janusz used to repeat constantly, while whipping knowledge into my back. The great maestro was a big fan of punishment. Octavia's lips pressed into a thin line. Technically didn't care if a few slaves died under the master's whip, as long as Maestro Janusz provided an arcane trained one in return. Officially, there's no slavery in Numeria, but the technically is above any law. A slave with an aptitude for the arcane is worth much more than a regular one. The slave's repertoire is limited to the simplest and safest spells, of course. Great, so not that useful. Have you ever tried running away? What a silly question. Of course I have. As soon as we saw even the thinnest opportunity to get free, Reg and I grabbed for it. On one occasion, we jumped from the cart into a river. There was a time when we spent weeks trying to dismantle the far wall of the barracks and make a path out. Sometimes we attacked our guards when they least expected it. We craved freedom. We lived only to dream about it. Those short days, sometimes weeks, that we spent on the run were the happiest days of my life. We used to hide in the woods, or blend in with the crowd on the streets of Starfall. Midnight stars were our guiding lights, and we shared our dreams with them, to reach the river kingdoms, for in these lands, there were neither slaves nor masters. We were starving and freezing, but that was the real life. Too bad it usually ended too soon. The Technically agents always found us in the end. I don't know how they managed to do it. They probably used magic, or maybe it was just our fate. They whipped us and returned us to our old masters, or sold us to new ones, if the old ones refused to pay. So we were slaves again, but the dream about the river kingdoms never left our hearts. Have your masters ever hurt you? I mean, after she's explained how she was whipped constantly. You figured that out, didn't you? Octavia narrows her eyes. Or maybe you want to hear about all the beatings I survived, the humiliations I've endured. Imagine the worst thing one person can do to another, and multiply it tenfold. That's what happens to me nearly every day in slavery. Masters. Oh, how I hate that word. Octavia shakes her head furiously, making her locks dance. They punished me because they wanted to hurt me, but what hurt me even more was the mere fact of their existence. Great, let's talk about something else now. Octavia stops you, gently touching your hand. Wait, I want to tell you. She shies and shakes her head, as if trying to collect her thoughts. The Technically agents you rescued us from. Reg and I tried to run away many times, but they always managed to find us eventually, and I have no reason to hope that this time they've lost track of us for good. I won't let anyone harm those dear to me. Whatever happens, you can count on me. I won't let those silly, filthy slave traders take you again. Just let them try. While you're with us now, I'm confident that I should be able to make a deal with them. I'll never throw away valuable resources. They won't get you. As much as I tempted to say that, that's a little harsh. Kind of. Let's go with this option. I feel like that's the most, I don't know, neutral thing to say, kind of. What the fuck just happened? Oh, there we go. Octavia raises her eyes to you and gives you such a warm smile that you're unable to not smile back. In the depths of her eyes, you notice something that wasn't there before. This unnamed feeling hides in a moment, but you're sure you know what it was. Trust. Thank you, Octavia whispers, touching your shoulder. Stop touching my shoulder, people! Still, I'd like to find them first. Great. So what kind of relationship do you have with Ragongar? Octavia shrugs awkwardly. We're together, she answers simply. So you are with him? The way you said together sounded unconvincing. Is something wrong? You've noticed. Well, I didn't mean that. Well, now I have to explain. Octavia shakes her head. I'm not sure I know how to put it correctly. You see, Reg seems to treat me like his property. Uh-oh. He's always kind to me and feels good when we travel together, or when we share a blanket at the campsite, but he always calls me my Octavia. I've told him over and over again that I don't belong to anyone, and that I'm my own, and that I stay with him of my own free will. He only grins when I say that. I bet he likes to think that I'm his. Sounds like a bit of a douche. Never mind though, I'll sort it out somehow. Octavia shakes her head, making the troubling thoughts go away. When did you meet Reg? Years ago, when I was studying magic at the Maestro Janush's. Reg or whatever, was his student too, though you couldn't actually say he was really studying anything. Reg had his own way to cast spells. He never needed the Maestro's instructions. You see, unlike wizards, Reg draws powers directly from his innate bloodline abilities. What? Janusz didn't realize the nature of Reg's powers when he took the young boy as his new student, and when he finally understood them, he just taught the negligent half-orc to control his powers to avoid harming himself or the others. Reg and I have been together ever since. We could both use magic, but more importantly, we both crave freedom. We used to vow to each other that someday we'd break free from the unbearable captivity, or die trying, together. Octavia gives you a warm smile. I guess it's good that we fulfilled only the first part of that vow. You owe him much? Octavia winces. I don't like this "oh" word. I don't owe anything to anybody. Everything I do of my own free will, but to answer your question, yes, Reg has done a lot for me. I can't count how many times he was whipped by masters because of me, how many times he took the blame for my doings. He never complained when they dragged him, beat him, and covered in blood to the slave barracks. He just groaned and clenched his fists while I bandaged his wounds with the scraps of my filthy clothing. We've always been together, my whole life, as slaves and as free people. I wouldn't be me, if not for him. Right. The fact that Reg is so impulsive doesn't bother you? Ah, that is a very delicate matter. Octavia winces, looking away. Reg means a lot to me, and he has endured a lot for me, but some parts of it just scare me. He becomes extremely bloodthirsty when it comes to slavers. Don't get me wrong, I hate slavers with all my heart, and I'll do a lot to cleanse the world of their filth, but Reg, he'd do anything, understand? Absolutely anything. I'm afraid that anger might kill everything good in him. I've attempted to talk to him about it many times, but he just won't listen. He becomes even angry after our conversations. Octavia sighs sadly. Great, and there's still more to talk about. My god. I just have to ask, how do you manage to look so gorgeous even when we're out in the middle of nowhere? She seems to be rather flirtatious though, despite being with Regongar, so maybe she'd be perceptive or receptive to this, unlike Valerie, I think. Oh, so you've noticed. Octavia smiles slyly. My appearance is the result of daily effort, and it's not easy. Do you know how much time it takes to create good makeup, or to mend a dress, or even with the help of magic? If someday you wake up early, an hour before dawn or so, you can actually check on me. You'll see how I prepare myself for a new day. Oh, Octavia, the flower of the Stolen Lands. You're as beautiful as you are dangerous. You strike down monsters with your spells as you strike down people with your beauty. Okay. Coming on a little strong. You sure put in a lot of effort into this, but the results make it worthwhile. So much effort, though that's your business. I'd prefer that you get enough rest, stop wasting your time on this nonsense. Let's just praise her, I guess. You're a real sweet talker. I feel all flushed. Octavia fans herself with a hand. Now, I'll have to pay even more attention to my looks. For now, I know for sure that there's someone who appreciates my efforts. You worship Callistria, right? Yes. Many slaves survived only thanks to their faith. Some lived hoping for a day when a good deity would deliver them. Some even offered deals to the evil gods, but me and Reg, Callistria has taught us the most important things. Expect no gift from above. Rely only on ourselves. Never forgive those who wronged us, but at the same time, savor every droplet of pleasure we could squeeze from our bleak days. It's amazing how, after all your hardship, you still remain so cheerful and optimistic. Octavia's smile fades a little. I try not to view my life as a never-ending course of sufferings. Yes, I've had my share of hard times, but do I need to recall them? After all, along with the bad things, I had some good things as well. I had a dream, and I followed it, and eventually it came true. Following that path, I met Red and you. Now I'm surrounded by friends. Why do you need to find the Technic League's agents? Oh, sorry. Octavia's voice trembles with hidden emotions, but her smile remains warm and sincere. Why do you need to find the Technic League's agents? I broke free from slavery, thanks to you. I've obtained everything I've dreamed of, my freedom, the opportunity to control my own life. I want to use this opportunity to fight the Technic League, and at the least the part of it that... sorry, I don't know what happened there. At least a part of it that operates here in the Stolen Lands. I wish to free all the slaves from their Technic League masters. Octavia gives you a warm smile and gently touches your hand. I do believe that while we're together, we can achieve a lot of this. Or achieve a lot, even this. Great. Fantastic. Thanks. Thanks, Octavia. Very verbose, but we got through it in the end. And I do apologize for that. Alright, well, I think we'll probably end the episode off here for now. So I'm not quite sure if we're going to be locked out of this region or whatever. If we rush over to tell Jamandi Aldori about some kind of floating scroll above my bed. So I don't know if I need to explore everything, but at the very least, I'd like to go back to the old oak and take down the troll. Now that we're all level 5 and such, I'm hoping that maybe we shouldn't have too much of a hard time. Possibly. And then maybe we'll, I guess it kind of depends on what we're feeling. Maybe we can explore the other places that we haven't explored. Because I think there's the Ratnook Hills or something? I seem to recall. I could be wrong, but
shall we move?
Maybe we'll check it out. We'll see. Alright, so for now, thanks for watching and have a good breakfast.